Okay. Now, as I was saying, I think my screen is visible to all now. And as I was saying, we'll be now talking of the simplex algorithm. Okay. So it will be like a step-by-step procedure of how to solve a given linear programming problem. Okay. So basically, the first step, as we have been doing, is that we, of course, it goes understood that we have to define our b and n. Okay, that means we choose our b and we choose our n. Now again, it's random. Right now it's random. Okay, so we define a and b and n such that my a is nothing but bn. Right, this is what the first thing that we did. Okay, and then what we do, we solve the system. The moment we do this, that means we are treating our xn as zeros. So we won't consider that. And we'll simply solve our system bxb equal to b, so that my xb's are nothing but b inverse b. And we have been calling this, we'll be calling this as our b bars, okay, which will be the solutions at this stage. Okay, that means for this choice of b and this choice of n, this will be my solution for this particular stage. Okay, now what we can do is, because as you must have seen, we are computing one term every time, cb b inverse आगे compute करने के लिए, है ना? So cb stands for what? The obviously your problem is still the same, minimization, z equal to cx subject to ax equal to b, x more than or equal to 0. So cb were the coefficients of your basic variables at this particular stage, the coefficients of the basic variables in the objective functions. So what this book is doing is that we are calling this as w. That means this is one factor that we compute for this particular stage, because at a particular stage, CB B inverse is not going to change. So we'll retain this as W. Okay. Now, using this, we compute what we call as, इसके बाद ही तो हमको optimality criteria check करना था, तो हम उसमें क्या करते हैं, ZJ minus CJs. Okay, and ZJ minus CJs were actually nothing but, if you go back to your formula that I did the other day, it was nothing but summation CB B inverse AJ minus CJ, right? So instead of CB, that's why we have computed this. So your ZJs are going, ZJ minus CJ is going to be nothing but WAJ minus CJ, because ये हमने W पहले ही compute कर लिया, right? So we compute our ZJ minus CJs. Now, what do? If your ZJ minus CJs are all less than or equal to 0 for all which variables? Non-basic variables. इसी के लिए ही था ना? For all non-basic variables, because we have proved that for basic variables, they will be exactly equal to 0. हमने, sorry, not less than, more than 0 होगा ना? What was the condition did we impose?
मैम ऑप्टिमल के लिए यही थी, हम लेस देन इक्वल टू 0.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I actually, पता क्या इसमें अभी बताती हूँ. We'll move on, then we will let to know कि कैसे याद रखना है इसको. Now, if this happens, then what we do? Then we stop, because we have reached optimality, in the sense that, because then it will conclude that the current solution is an optimal solution. But if ZJ minus CJ is more than 0 for some or all non-basic variables, right? Then what do? We choose, that becomes your step number. We can, no, you can choose this as the step number 2 only, because I'm following the same steps as given in the book. If not, then what do? We choose the entering variable. And how do we enter the entering variable? We choose xk to be the maximum of zk minus ck, such that zk minus ck is more than 0. यही करते हैं ना? All those zj minus cj's, I'm now calling it as k because I'm choosing that k. That means k will be that j for which zj minus cj is more than 0 and it is the maximum. Okay, so that particular non-basic variable becomes your entering variable. This is what we do. Now, once you have decided upon the entering variable, then the corresponding variable has to, then one variable from the basis has to leave the basis also. So what do we do as the next step? The next step is that we choose our leaving variable. Okay, and leaving variable is nothing but, we, out of all the basic variables that we have, or the entering variable that we have chosen, ab isko samjho अच्छे से. K stands for what? The non-basic variable that has been chosen to enter the basis. ठीक है, इसका मतलब, see, in the background, ये तुम्हारा matrix था ना, which is B and N, right? So that means this K here is some column from N because it is going to enter the basis, right? So what we do is we compute. Now see, we will compute another thing which I am calling as yk, which will be nothing but B inverse AK. See, that's why I wrote K here. Are you getting the point now? That means, what are we doing? We are choosing that column of A, which corresponds to what? The variable that is going to enter the basis. ठीक है, वो kth column हो गया हमारे पास. That means that corresponding column in A is nothing but AK. Okay, so what we do is we compute B inverse AK and call that as YK. Now this YK would correspond to जो उस दिन हमने समझा था ना, the balance, the difference, which is going to define whether your when will which variable become 0 first. Okay, so what we do is we compute ये YK आ गए, then this defines the ratio. Because actually होता क्या है कि all those xk which are positive, हम उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, एक तो हमारे पास है b bar 0, ठीक है, जो हमारा ऑप्टिमल सोल्यूशन आया था, यही किया था. नाउ गो बैक टू दोस कैलकुलेशंस व्हिच वी डिड द अदर वे. प्लस xk नॉन बेसिक था एक, ठीक है, जो हमने उस दिन एग्जांपल किए, उसमें हमारे पास कौन कौन से थे, x3 x4, ठीक है. इसके साथ हम कंप्यूट करते हैं माइनस yk एंड ek. बाकी 1 0 0 1 थे ना, आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स बन रहा था.
यस मैम.
ठीक है, अब ये yk, you know, this has to be positive, right? Ab now, as you were saying, when in your second step you were stuck up at a point, because at one stage, if you choose that variable, your basic variable, your variable would become negative, which will violate the non-negativity restrictions. So in this case, whether my variable is basic or my variable is non-basic, they have to be more than or equal to 0, because non-negativity restrictions to हमारे पूरे x को satisfy करनी है, and my x is nothing but xb xn, and this has to be more than or equal to 0. So what this actually tells us कि हमारा कितना minimum जाएगा, you know, out of this which one will be minimum, so that the particular variable, the corresponding variable here जो हमारे basis में था, यहाँ पे हमारे xb's थे ना, that will become 0. So that particular variable will enter the basis. So this defines the ratio, minimum ratio. जो तुमने उस दिन example किया, उसमें हमारे पास क्या आया था? For example, 4/3, कुछ इस type का आया था, right? So that defines your ratio, which will make, I mean, it's like which ratio, we are going to choose that ratio so that one of our basic variables becomes 0 earliest possible. Why 0? Because we are choosing our xn's to be 0. Otherwise, see, what I mean to emphasize here is that throughout this, we have assumed that we are choosing only those b's and n's such that corresponding xn is 0. And accordingly, we are finding our xb's here. So ultimately, if I have a variable which is at a non-zero value here, and it has to leave the basis and it has to become a non-basic variable, that means I have to put that variable equal to 0, or say xr equal to 0, because this is going to be my leaving variable. So if xk is my entering variable, then xr is going to be my leaving variable. तभी हमने जब थ्योरम में किया तो हमने क्या टर्म लिखा था, yrk. Why? Because K stands for the column that is going to enter the basis and R stands for the column that is going to leave the basis. Okay, so it's like we are at a cross section somewhere. एक तरफ से K आ रहा है, एक तरफ से R आ रहा है, right? तो इस K में, इस K के कॉलम में जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं वो हमारा R डिफाइन करेंगे कि कौन सा R चूज करेंगे हम, which will leave the basis. Okay, so once we have our new defined set of basic and non-basic variables, so accordingly we'll have new b, new n, and then we'll again compute zj minus cj's for non-basic variables. That's why if you just go back to that, we choose br bar upon yr case. So इसको क्या कहते हैं, some books call it as the entering variables. If you see this book by Bazara, he's always calling it as the blocking variable, in the sense कि it's like we are putting a block so that, और कौन सा variable block डालेगा कि वो सबसे पहले 0 हो रहा है. Okay, that's why he's calling it as the blocking variable. So xr is your blocking variable, xk is your entering variable. I will call it as the leaving variable. So we'll choose that ratio, which is the minimum, right? Minimum of what? All those bi's bar जो हमारे यहाँ से आ रहे थे, right? Upon yrk such that yrk is positive. So इसलिए यही चीज तो हमको याद रखनी है, that this has to be positive. Okay, जो हमने yk निकाले b inverse a case, so we'll consider only for those which are positive. Negative है और even 0 भी है, वो भी नहीं consider करना. It's strictly more than 0. Is it okay? So once we have defined this, then again we check the optimality criteria. We have new b, we have new n, we have new xb. So it's like now instead of b, now you have another basis, b star, which is a new b, or I can call it as b new. Okay, so what will I do? I'll compute xb new. So I'll get a b bar new. Everything will change now. So accordingly, you will have cb new. So accordingly, आपका zb new आ जाएगा, which is improved. See, यहाँ पे भी तो हमारे पास z का कोई value था. If it was optimal, we terminated. If it was not, we moved on. So same thing we'll do here. We'll again compute zj minus cj's for all non-basic variables. See if they're all less than or equal to 0. If yes, we'll terminate here. If no, then we'll repeat these steps. And mind you, see, सबसे important question यहाँ पे ये बनता है, will this method terminate somewhere? Will this algorithm terminate? See, because we don't know, we don't want to move in a loop. ऐसा ना हो कि हम चलते ही जाएं and we will not end up anywhere. The answer is yes, it will terminate. Why? Because of the first theorem that we did. वो क्या कह रहा था? Every basic solution corresponds to what? The extreme point of your feasible region. And because extreme points are finite in number and our optimal solution exists at extreme point, that means even these methods or these steps in the algorithm are going to be finite in number. So this algorithm will definitely terminate because we have only finite number of basic feasible solutions, right? So it will definitely terminate. We'll end up at a decision, definitely. Okay, see, so far I have just assumed that the given problem has a unique solution. अभी हमने special cases नहीं discuss कर रहे हैं. This I'll do when we do the algorithm in a tabular manner, right? तो उसके लिए हम then I will discuss कि फिर उसके लिए theorem तभी prove करेंगे कि when does this happen and why does this happen. Okay, so far we are just I just randomly move on. Now again, this is algorithm part. Fine. So as I said, algorithm is fine, but then the very first thing, the very, the controversial question, कि सबसे पहले हम अपना B कौन सा चूज करें? अगेन हमने ये तो रैंडम एल्गोरिथम समझ में आ गया, हमें मेथड समझ में आ गया, हमें ये भी पता लग गया कि कैसे चलना है. We have understood everything. But still, the doubt in our minds is still that how to choose our B, or because again, I'm repeating it again, we wish to reach the optimal solution as early as possible. So that means what? We wish to reach the solution, optimal solution, in minimum number of steps. एक तरीका तो वही था जैसे हमने ग्राफिकली करा. We computed Z at every extreme point, and then we chose the optimal, right? But here we are not doing that. We are not solving graphically, so we don't know, which extreme point will give us one solution. We are just, hopping from one solution to another, to another, to another. So obviously we want to do these hoppings are the number of iterations that you are performing, right? एक stage पे हमने एक b दिया हुआ है, so we are getting 1 xb. It is not optimal, so we go to xb dash, then we go to xb double dash, and then we go to xb triple dash. How many such? As many basic feasible solutions as exist, which is going to be too many again, even though finite, but still too many. And I don't want to do those many iterations. So it's like, why should I go to a basic feasible solution, which is unnecessarily going to increase my number of iterations or number of hoppings here? Okay. So to answer that, we concluded that let's see, because ab isme thoda sa hum matrices, we'll bring in again, not that we have not been handling matrices. We'll again bring in those concepts of identity matrices, and ultimately we are computing inverses. Okay, na? And if you remember, to compute the inverse, or even to, to reduce the given matrix in a standard normal form, what do we want? Somewhere down the line, we want to incorporate an identity matrix. Okay, and identity matrix will consist, even if your order is n cross n, or m cross n for that matter also. Say supposing m cross n hi lete hain, your A is this, then what is the maximum ordered identity matrix that it can incorporate? M. Of course, I'm assuming that m is less than n, right? And the columns corresponding to the identity matrix are always going to be linearly independent. Okay, and since they are going to be linearly independent, that means they can form the basis. And because the corresponding solutions will be non-negative, so whatever solution we get out of them, that is going to be a basic feasible solution. Okay, so what we do is that we define a method somewhere in which all of us, whether it's you or me or any third person working to solve a given linear programming problem, we start with what we call as a initial basic feasible solution. And it is the same for all. Okay. Now, even if you just go back to what we did the other day, जब हम किसी भी बेसिस को बेसिक नॉन बेसिक को जब हमने बेसिक बनाया और कोई लीव कराया, तो उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग कहीं ना कहीं हमारे ए में आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स बना था. If you just see it. Okay, so that means ultimately whether we move on or how we move and what we do, ultimately somewhere down the lines, we are looking for some identity matrices here, and this is what we are doing. So basically what we are doing is, when we now what we are going to do is the simplex algorithm that I have just explained, we are now going to write or see the corresponding terms in the tabular form. We make just one table do all the calculations there instead of calculating this. Abhi tak hum karte aa rahe the. Every time we were calculating different inverses and then we were just looking at their values. So instead of doing that, what we'll do is we'll have just one table, which will be called as the simplex table, and then we'll work on with that. Okay. But before we move on to the tabular form, let us understand two things here. Because there has to be a relationship between the two. There is a relationship. So has to be, there is a relationship. Now, whatever we, excuse me, girls, whatever we proved, that was for the minimization problems that we did. Okay. We can come across maximization problems as well. Okay. One thing that we understood was that if I have to maximize any z, then it is same as minimizing minus z. We have discussed this already. Okay. So that means converting a maximization problem into a minimization problem is not a big deal. Similarly, either also, say if I have to minimize, say, capital Z, then this is same as maximizing minus of capital Z. So that means shifting from minimization problem to maximization problem, as far as the objective function is concerned, is not a big deal, because we just have to attach a negative sign and we get that. Fine. So objective function part is still clear, that we can just understand if I'm comfortable solving maximization problems, it's okay with me. I solve it, and if my problem was minimization type, I convert the objective function, move ahead, and then solve it the way we do it. Okay. Now, the point is, the question mark is how to interpret the optimality criteria if I have a minimization problem or a maximization problem. For minimization problems, what was the optimality criteria? That your Zj minus Cjs should be less than or equal to 0. For all j, chalo, isko for all j likh dete, because for basic variables, they will be equal to 0. And for non-basic, they can be either less than 0 or equal to 0. Okay. Now, if Zj minus Cjs are all less than or equal to 0, we terminate, because this becomes the optimality, right? Now, this is when you have a minimization problem. Okay. In case you are solving a maximization problem by not converting it to minimization, okay, are you getting my point? I'm solving the maximization problem directly as the maximization problem only. Then the optimality criteria will become all my Zj minus Cjs should be more than or equal to 0. Is this clear? If I have a maximization problem, then all my Zj minus Cjs should be greater than or equal to 0. If this happens, then the current solution is optimal. Okay? That means how to choose the entering variables now? Of course, यहाँ पे क्या किया था हमने? हमने कहाँ से निकाला था? Zj minus Cj, which were more than 0. यहाँ पे कहाँ से निकालेंगे? All those Zj minus Cjs which are less than 0. If you have Zj minus Cjs which are less than 0, that means the current solution is not optimal, right? So that means we have to choose the entering variable in this case, right? अब जैसे minimization के case में हमने क्या किया था? The most positive Zj minus Cj, यही किया था ना हमने? Zk minus Ck कैसे define किया था? The maximum of Zj minus Cj such that Zj minus Cj is positive. Right? तो अब यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? उल्टा. इसी का ही तो उल्टा कर रहे हैं हम. अब हमारे पास हमको we have to choose the entering variable कहाँ से? Out of all those Zj minus Cjs which are less than 0. Right? Because if they had been more than 0, we would have reached optimality. So that means we have to now consider those Zj minus Cjs which are less than 0. So here we are going to choose those Zj minus Cjs which are less than 0. इन्हीं में से तो choose करेंगे. राइट? तो इसमें से कौन सा होना चाहिए? डेफिनेटली मिनिमम, बिकॉज यहाँ पे क्या था? मैक्सिमम. So it has to be minimum. So what do? We look for, the rule that it says is, we look for the most negative Zj minus Cj. That means what? Numerically maximum, but with a negative sign, right? So that becomes your xk, the entering variable. Okay. Now see, these are the variations that I'm talking of now. So if you are solving a maximization problem directly, then optimality would be attained only if all Zj minus Cj's are more than or equal to 0. If they are less than 0, then we choose the most negative Zj minus Cj to enter the basis. As far as the leaving criteria is concerned, it does not change because the leaving criteria is not dependent upon Z. Okay, so that's why it does not change. It remains the same. Is this clear? Somebody please speak up. Because this ये ही याद रखने वाली चीज है actually.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now shall we start with how to go ahead with the tabular form? I will start with the minimization problem 1 and then one maximization also. And then it's up to us. We can choose either of them. Is that okay? Now see, we can start with an example from the book only, and then you can, I'll just, because I want to explain the tabular form, then we'll do more problems from the exercise. Okay. Now say supposing your problem is to minimize Z equal to x1 plus x2 minus 4x3 subject to x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 less than or equal to 9, x1 plus x2 minus x3 less than or equal to 2, minus x1 plus x2 plus x3 less than or equal to 4, x1, x2, x3 more than or equal to 0. Now please take out your pen and pencil because we are doing it together. Okay, do it yourself. Right? Now this is the procedure that I'll be talking of. वैसे हमारा time हो गया class का. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll talk about the initial and then we'll compute the things later on. Okay. Now, what we do is, the very first step is what? To remove these inequalities, right? And how do we do? By introducing the slack variables here. So, एक x4 इधर आएगा, 1 x5 and 1 x6. So, we'll have 3 slack variables here, and your objective function will now become minimize Z equal to x1 plus x2 minus 4x3. I'm leaving the blanks there because I'll add them later on. Subject to x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 plus x4 equal to 9. So I'll have a 0x4 here. Is that okay? Then x1 plus x2 minus x3 plus x5 equal to 2 and a 0x5 here. And then minus x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x6 equal to 4 plus a 0x6 here, and my x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 all more than or equal to 0. Okay. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to make a table, okay, which is called as the simplex table, and this will be my initial table. Some books call it as table 0 or initial table because we are not performing any iteration here. We are just, what we'll be doing is we'll be just gathering this information, from the problem itself in the form of a table and identifying our first set of basic and non-basic variables. This is what this will do. That's why it is also called as the initial basic feasible solution or the initial table or table 0. You may call it anything. Okay. Now, just remember, just see what all I am going to write and how I am going to write. Okay. The very first column will mention my XBs. Is it okay? My basic variables, which we'll choose, right? Then we'll write our CBs, the corresponding coefficients of the basic variables in the objective function. Then comes our B, because this is this B which is going to give us the solution. B inverse B, solution निकलता है ना, ठीक है? तो इसका मतलब यहाँ से हमारे पास नए set of solutions आएंगे, right? Now, again, I'll make a block here. This is how I will do, and this is what you can do. It's slightly different from the book, but then just get used to this. Then what I'll do is, here I will list all my variables. How many variables do I have? X6. So I have listed all my variables here. And this last column will define the ratio, because we have to choose our entering and the leaving variable from here. So we'll compute those ratios here, जो bi bar upon YRK जो आ रहे हैं हमारे पास. We'll choose that, and then we'll choose the minimum ratio from this column, so that accordingly my corresponding basic variable from this column, the first column, will become non-basic. Okay. Now, apart from these B, I will write one more thing here, which will be my ZJs. ZJs means the coefficients of all the variables that I have listed in the objective functions, because C comes from the objective function. So in this case, it's going to be 1, 1, minus 4. यही है ना? x1 plus x2 minus 4 x3. And x4, x5, x6 had coefficient 0, 0. Right? So far, is it okay? I don't think this is not a big deal.
मैम वो ऊपर क्या लिखा है? बी स्मॉल बी के ऊपर हम सीजे
CJ, हाँ.
ओके मैम.
ठीक है? This is your CJ, right? So which stand for the coefficients of all these variables in the objective function. Okay. Now I start making the entries. अभी मैंने XB, CB identify नहीं करे हैं, because मैंने अभी अपना B choose नहीं किया है, right? So I just make all the other entries. Now, what was your B? The small b now. That is the right-hand side of your constraints, which is nothing but 4, 2, 4. Okay. So definitely one thing is very clear, that I'm going to have 3 basic variables. क्योंकि हमारा 3 equations है ना. So it's like I have 6 variables and 3 equations, right? So 6 variables and 3 constraints. So my B will be of the order, XB will be of the order 3 cross 3. तो यहाँ पे 3 ही तो variables आएंगे हमारे पास, right? 3 can be given arbitrary value and 3 will be given some value. Now we'll make the entries of these variables from the matrix A, यहाँ से, left hand side of the constraints. Okay. So the now I'm doing it column wise. अगर कोई गलती कर रही हूँ तो मुझे बता देना. So it will be 1, 1, minus 1. X2 means 1, 1, 1. X3 will mean 2, minus 1, 1. Now see, X4 is present only in the first constraint. So it will be 1, 0, 0. X5, 0, 1, 0. X6, 0, 0, 1. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है ना. अब ये तो हमारा हो गया this part. Now comes the crucial part. Now we have to choose our B, we have to choose our N. Now, given any matrix, what's the easiest way to compute the inverse? For which matrix is it easiest to compute the inverse?
Ma'am, 2 dimension.
Order की बात नहीं कर रही. What kind of matrix? 2 dimension तो हमारे पास कभी आएगा ही नहीं algebraically solve करने के लिए.
Ma'am, singular. No, जिनका determinant non-zero.
Inverse तो तभी exist करेगा ना. I'm saying, what is the, which matrix is the easiest to compute the inverse? If you have a 3 cross 3 matrix, कौन से मैट्रिक्स, किस टाइप के मैट्रिक्स का इनवर्स निकालना सबसे आसान है, जिसमें हमें कुछ कैलकुलेट ही नहीं करना पड़ता?
आइडेंटिटी।
Identity matrix. Now, if you just look at this A here, it has been bifurcated itself. हमें एक 3x3 तो चाहिए. So if I treat this as my B, पूरा ये 3x3, तो ये मेरा N बन गया, isn't it? And this B will be B for me, for you, for any other person who is doing this problem. Why? Because this has come out of slack variables. और ये तो हमें करने ही करने थे. Okay, so that means what we do is the first set of basic variables that we are going to choose is what? X4, X5, X6. And what are their contribution to the value Z? 0, because उनका coefficient तो 0 है in the objective function. Is this okay or not? Abhi, I'm not doing much calculations today. I'm just trying to explain this initial table to you all.
तो मैम हम ऑलवेज जो हमारा आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स बनेगा तो हम उसी को चूज करेंगे फर्स्ट.
Yes, not just first. You will see ultimately वो हमेशा ऐसे होगा कि जो तुम्हारे बेसिक वेरिएबल्स होंगे उनके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग तुम्हारे इस पोर्शन में आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स ही रहेगा.
यस मैम.
बिकॉज हम किसी को एंटर कराएंगे, किसी को लीव कराएंगे, तो जिसको एंटर कराएंगे वो कहीं ना कहीं इसी आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स के कॉलम को ही तो चेंज करेगा. जब तुमने उस दिन भी किया, तो जब तुमने किसी एक वेरिएबल को लीव कराया था, दूसरा जब एंटर किया तो फिर वापस तुम्हारा एक आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स बना था ना ए में.
यस मैम, बना था.
और वो उसी वेरिएबल के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग बना था.
यस मैम.
सेम लॉजिक वी आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई हियर. वही थियरी तो वही है, right? Now see what kind of how we are going to do the calculations. What we'll do is we'll write the value of Z here. Okay, and because the optimality criteria is based on what? Zj minus Cj's, so we'll be computing them here in this last portion, is pure jagah pe. So Zj minus Cj for x1, that means this will be Z1 minus C1, this will be Z2 minus C2, Z3 minus C3, and so on and so forth. So when we'll do the calculations here, you will realize that Zj minus Cj for basic variables will always be 0. So it is for non-basic variables that we need to do the calculations. And then we'll decide. Since it was a minimization problem, so they all have to be less than or equal to 0. So we'll just see, are they all less than or equal to 0? If yes, we terminate. If not, we move on. So move on matlab, we will choose that Zj minus Cj which is most positive. So it could be for x1, it could be for x2, it could be for x3. So that becomes my entering variable. अब ये जब entering variable बन गया, so these, supposing x2 enters, अभी I'm just trying to explain how this work in a table, right? We'll do the problems later on. So supposing x2 enters the basis, supposing, okay, then what will happen? See, this had a -1 here. So that means these column, these entries, अब ये तुम्हारा AK हो गया ना? Because xk, k is now what? 2. Right? So A2 becomes what we need to compute. तो हम क्या निकालते हैं? B inverse A2. Right? अब B क्या है? I. So B inverse A2 is what? A2 itself. See, that is why the calculations become so easy, because your B inverse is the identity matrix. Okay. So this is going to define my, Y's. And I do not have to consider that Y for which these entries are either negative or 0. So that means for the ratio part, this variable will not be considered because it has a negative in it. So out of that means x4 cannot leave the basis. So what do we have to choose? Either x5 or x6. So this ratio, the last column will define which is my leaving variable. Okay, so supposing x5 becomes my leaving variable. So that means x2 enters and x5 leaves. Okay, the cross section of the entering and the leaving variable becomes what some books call as the key element, or what some books call as the pivot element. So now see, this is going to define your blocking part जो हमने उस दिन निकाला था ना, which value कितना आगे बढ़े so that it becomes 0. So that is going to be defined by your pivot element or the key element. So once we have done the calculations here, then we move to the next iteration. मतलब now we'll choose our new b. अब हमारा new b क्या बन जाएगा? x4, x2, x6. तो मतलब जो तुम्हारे b के columns बनेंगे, they will be now a4, a2, a6. That's why I always insist, position is important, because a4 will correspond to 100. So it is now a2, which should now become 100. Okay, अब ये तो matrices है, और matrices कैसे काम करते हैं, उनको अगर हमें आगे इसी में ही आगे बढ़ना है, so what do we which methods do we make use of? We make use of elementary operations. यही करते हैं ना. So because now your new b will be corresponding to ये वाला column, ये वाला column और ये वाला column. Okay, so that means we need to change this column from -1, 1 to what? 1, 0, 0. So we take the help of elementary operations, and because, mind you, your system is what? Ax equal to b. So we have to stick to what? Row operations. And whatever row operations we perform on A, the same row operations would be performed on the right-hand side. What is that? This column. So accordingly, you will get a new B bar. ये values change हो जाएंगी, because हम elementary operations इन पे भी लगाएंगे, तो ये वाली values भी तो change होंगी. That will define my new solution. Okay. So this is how the simplex method works with the tabular form. I mean, how we work about, I mean, how we do it, not theoretic, I mean, not just